My name is Payam Azad. Today is July 23rd, Saturday 2016. Here now again we are in Burnaby, which is the central area in the Greater Vancouver region of the province of British Columbia, Canada. As you see in the background, again the building that has the tenants have been evicted, and the graffitis on the wall and the windows have been boarded up, and they have been thrown out of their homes because they want to build a condominium here and sell it to the people with huge amount of money from foreign, mainly from overseas, from countries such as China and Russia, China and Iran. And they bring the stolen money and they take over the city. As you can see, those condominiums on the background, again 3 of them going up, and they were the residential the rental buildings, and they have been demolished, and those are going up. I was a candidate in the last federal election of October 2015 for the riding of North Vancouver. I ran as an independent, and I have been pushing for some steps to be taken in housing area in order to resolve the housing problem. One of the first steps that has to be taken is to put the rental homes under the public ownership. Another step that has to be taken is to prohibit and revoke the foreign and non-resident ownership, because as we said, they are taking over the city. Another step that has to be taken is to put a cap on the prices, because otherwise the speculation makes the prices go up steadily, as we have seen in the past 20 years in the Greater Vancouver region. And another step that has to be taken is a rule that does not allow the ownership of more than one home for one individual. So one individual, one home, not more than that. Because we are seeing the situation in this city, that some people don't have any home, some people are homeless, and some people own multiple units, 5, 6, even 10, sometimes even 100 units of residential of housing. This is wrong, that has to be stopped. And the last step, but not the least, is to build more public housing, which has been lacking in the past 25 years because provincial and federal government cut the budget of the housing. What we see here in the area of Burnaby, though the trend is all over the city, but we see more of that, and the trend is bolder in Burnaby. The blocks of rental residential buildings are going and are being demolished. The corrupt mayor of Burnaby, Corrigan, has allowed this to happen, and is throwing the people out of their homes. And he doesn't give a damn to the people, because he wants the foreign money come and take over. And also to collect more property taxes by building more units for the city. And also corruption on the top of that, both together, coupled together. That's my view of what is happening. I raised the issue of this housing problem with the MLA, the member of the provincial legislation of British Columbia, for Lonsdale area in North Vancouver, where I used to live for 22 years. Her name is Naomi Yamamoto, who belongs to Liberal Party of British Columbia, of Canada. And in essence, what she said to me, she said, "We are not willing to take any steps that you are recommending," one. And second, she went further and said, "If you cannot afford to live in this city, simply get lost." That's it. In the debate that we had last week with Jonathan Wilkinson, which is from Liberal Party of Canada, he said that when they put the housing problem to him, he said, I'm waiting for the data to arrive. Shamelessly, he claimed that he doesn't know much about that because doesn't have the data. What everybody sees, what the people are seeing, what the media is saying, what everybody can see, this gentleman is in the stage of denial, and he wants to see the numbers in order to say something.
Well, we can see there's one example right in front of us. There's no need for data. We just walked across the whole neighborhood. How many blocks are going to be torn down?
It's it seems to me that this area of Burnaby, which is the Metro Town area, which is close to Metro Town Mall, we went around the area today, and we are seeing the fate of these buildings are going to happen to almost entire buildings, all these buildings in this area. And we can see the sign in front of many buildings which have not been evicted yet. The people have not been evicted yet, but it says coming soon, which means they are going to be thrown out and they are going to be cordoned off as well. Remember, Canada is the country that gives lecture to the rest of the world all the time about the fairness, about the human rights, and about so on and so on and so on and so on. Look what Canada is doing with its own people. I want the people of the world to see. This is what Canada, which lectures the rest of the world on human rights, is doing with its own people. Our people of the world see that. So this is the situation. We try to raise the awareness and say the story to everyone. Thank you very much for listening.